This is Kyle Martin Paintings. Well, happy spring. We're here at the farm, and last week I took the week off from painting and I made this fence around our garden out of pallets. It's kind of fun to dig the ground up. I dug a trench and then set every pallet in the trench, and then I used deck screws to hold the whole thing together. And once I was done, Corbin came back through and filled all the pallets in with dirt. That fence is very sturdy. Anyway, we're headed out to paint right now. We're gonna go down by the Baraboo River. We've got some cranes flying above head. I think it's gonna be a great day to paint. It's bright and sunny outside, but it is, even though it's bright and sunny outside, there is a chill in the air. But that's all right, because I've got my good buddy Porter, and he's gonna come out with me, and he's gonna enjoy the afternoon on the banks of the Baraboo River. One good thing about this time of year is that the grass is these beautiful ochre tones, and ochre is just a neutralized yellow or orange or brown color. And yellow and orange and brown are across the color wheel from the color blue. Because of the blue sky today, I'm thinking that there's going to be some blue water that's reflecting the apex of that deep blue sky. And so I thought I could go anywhere today. The possibilities are wide open. I could go to Baraboo and paint, but I just thought I'll stay right here at the farm, take my dog out, and paint the complementary color contrast of the blue sky and the ochre grasses. Now these grasses are canary grasses. It's an invasive species, and even though it's so thick and so coarse, in a matter of weeks, green, fresh canary grass is gonna come through here and is going to turn all of this beautiful ochre grass chartreuse and bright green. Just look right here. We got some beautiful blue reflections from the sun in the little stream. Love it. Thanks so much for coming with me down to the river. I want to update, there are 2 spots left for my spring workshop, which is on May 16th, 17th, and 18th. That's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And that workshop is going to be hosted right here at my farm. There's the barn and the farmhouse. As of now, as of the recording of this video, there's 2 spaces open. So if you have any interest in signing up for that, please send me an email or just comment in this video and I will get you the information. My email is kylemartinfineart@gmail.com. Oh, I don't know where my dog went. I think he got lost out there somewhere. Let's keep moving forward and let's find a place to paint. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Check it out. The Widowmaker fell down in a windstorm. Now this is you can see there's a culvert right here, and there's a little bridge that I can walk across right here. It doesn't seem like it right now because the water is not that high, but normally you can't get through right there because of the water, and it's the same thing over there. But I was always conscious of this Widowmaker because one of these limbs can break off and it can fall on you as you're walking past it. And I know that's kind of a cool hole. I don't know what is in there. Bill Greenhall saw this tree one time when he and Marlis and I were walking down this path, and he said, "That Widowmaker might take you out, Kyle." And I have always been conscious about it. every time I would walk under it, I would kind of be looking up to make sure nothing was gonna fall on top of me. What was it here? Here we've got a clamshell. Raccoon or something pulled that out of the river. Back in the years when my ancestors bought the farm in the first part of the 1900s, they would go down into the river and they would feel around with their feet to try and find those clamshells, to try and find those clams, and they would dig them out, and they would feed that clam meat to the pigs that they had on the farm. Kind of a interesting way to get some food for your livestock. Just go down in the Baraboo River, feel around with your toes, try and find some clams. And I know that the seems like probably raccoons or beavers are the ones who like eating those clams nowadays. Oh, it's just perfect day to be down here. Just a world of possibilities of things to paint. I think we might be nearing something very interesting. I think Porter's sniffing out a place for us to paint. Here's another clam. Look at this one, is still intact. Feel like I'm in the movie The Little Mermaid or something when I look at this clam. Maybe I feel that way because my daughter is almost 2 and she likes those Disney movies. That is a cool clam. If I see this on the way back, I'm gonna grab it. Oh, I just broke it, never mind. It's not usual to see one that still is together like that. Okay, I found something here. There's some nice reflections from these trees in the water below, and I think that this will be where I paint. We're kind of elevated above the river by 10 or 12 feet, and so that's kind of interesting. I think we got a nice little place to paint today. Okay, I'm getting started, and this is my limited palette for today. I just picked out some grass out of my palette from the last painting session down here. We've got, of course, white, but for the colors, my yellow is cadmium yellow light. I've got quinacridone red, burnt sienna, ivory black, and my cool colors are ivory black and phthalo blue, and of course titanium white. Now I also have my swatches hooked up to the easel right here, and this is what I'm teaching in the workshop. Is we're gonna make these same swatches in the workshop, and then we're gonna put them on the easel and refer to those as we're mixing our colors. Kind of a fun way to work. I've never worked with a limited palette very often before. I've always kind of been opposed to it, and I have to say that I'm kind of enjoying it. I'm enjoying the limitations. As a painter, you just have to try everything, and this is new to me. At least I haven't worked with anything like this for the past 20 years, so kind of a fun way to paint, because I can see a color like that ochre color of the grass. Maybe it's right here, maybe it's this color right here, maybe in another area it's this color, and I have my recipe and my swatch right here. I can just mix it and go. clouds are rolling in. You can see right behind me, we've got some clouds are coming in. They're obscuring the light, and I'm in a place where I've been painting for a couple of hours. This is what I have on the canvas, and I think I'm ready to head back in. Corbin wants to get back out and work in the garden a little bit this afternoon, so of course I want to be respectful of her and give her some time. I'll go home, watch my daughter, and there's my buddy. There's Porter sitting right there waiting for me to finish up. So if I have to do anything else, I can finish that up in the studio, but I'm just gonna film myself packing up, and we can talk a little bit about the setup that I'm using this spring for plein air painting. So the setup that I'm using for plein air painting this spring is, of course, what I was working on today. It's the Take It easel. This is the, in my opinion, this is the best plein air easel that's available. It's very sturdy, it's very wide. I'm able to get a nice big palette on the easel, and I'm able to hang my umbrella right off the easel as well. These are the tube colors that I was using on my limited palette, and this is, and I have this rifle bag that I bought off Amazon. These are actually ammunition pouches, and I'm just storing my limited palette in those. The palette that I'm using, this is called the, here's a cap for one of them. I call this an auxiliary palette, and all that means is I'm not squeezing my tube colors out right onto my mixing surface. I just keep them in here. This is the Masterson's Stay Wet palette, and this is the size that's around 8 inches by 10 inches. For my mixing surface, I have a couple of paper palettes here, and I find that I like the paper palettes just because I'm able to rip them, and I like the paper palettes just because I can tear them off at the end of the painting session, and it just saves me that little bit extra time and effort. You know, a lot of times by the time I'm done painting in the afternoon, I'm just getting tired. I'm ready to head back into the house, and I don't really care about taking any extra time to deal with cleaning my palette. At other times in my life, I've used all different kinds of palettes: wood palettes, glass palettes, plexiglass palettes. But for now, this seems to be what I'm enjoying while I go out painting. This is my work surface. This is just a 11 by 14 inch panel that I brought out. And the whole work surface folds up. I have a hinge on this piece of wood, and this gets put right into my easel bag along with my swatches, and I'll also put this extra panel that I brought with me in there. Now the umbrella easily collapses. This is called the Best Brella off Amazon, and I've been using this umbrella quite a bit for, I don't know, probably for 10 years. Not this exact one, but I've bought a few of them. I think they're pretty good. They're around 20 bucks, and I think this is the larger size of the Best Brella. Now I'm going to attempt to set this painting down, and I hope that my good buddy Porter does not knock it down. The panel holding pegs go into this little zippered pocket right here. I also keep my gloves in there, and of course. And of course, this Take It easel breaks down so simply and easily. There's beautiful smooth action with those legs. My buddy's trying to get on film here too. He wants his action in the spotlight. And then then the easel sits in the rifle case right next to the umbrella, and they get strapped down with these Velcro straps, and that makes it so that I'm not worried about it slipping or falling or anything like that while I'm getting back to the farm. I can just clamp these clamps here, and then I just zip the bottom of the bag. I just zip that like that. It's got a couple of clamps on it, or a couple of straps that I close up, and it has these backpack straps. And so I'm ready to go. This is my springtime plein air setup. And I'm ready to go, so let's walk back to the farm. I can even probably find a way to clip my supplies bag to my rifle bag, and then I can be hands-free besides my tripod and my camera on the way back to the farm. This is a heavy setup, but I love the stability. I love the fact that I'm not going to blow over. Look at me, I'm carrying the whole painting studio on my back, and I've got my painting just in my hands. Got my buddy right there, and we're leaving the river. Now I think that I'm gonna have to come back and do a multiple day piece out here on maybe over the weekend. It's gonna get very warm, and I might go right back and work just where I was. I think during the weekend it's supposed to be like 60 degrees. Today the high was in the 40s, but we're very excited to have these warmer temperatures. All right, I'm turning the camera off because I have to hold because the tripod is getting stuck in the weeds. So thanks so much for being here, and we'll be back with more plein air painting soon.